Comrade Sitaram Yechury, Comrade Pinarayi Vijayan, dear comrades and friends, on behalf of the Communist Party of India, I extend revolutionary greetings to the 23rd Congress of the Communist Party of India, Marxists. I express my sincere thanks for inviting me to the inaugural session. Dear comrades, the 23rd Congress of the CPM is taking place in Kerala, which made history for democratically electing a communist government 6 decades back in 1957. Since then, all through these years, Kerala has remained a unique center of the left and democratic movement in our country. The preeminence that Kerala achieved on this score is based on the innumerable struggles and movements launched by the people, which immensely contributed to the freedom movement, and subsequently during the post-independent period for creating an alternative communist-led model of government, which is people-centric. Dear comrades, your Congress is taking place at a critical time when the country is facing unprecedented attacks from the right-wing forces on the very fundamentals of our Indian Republic. However, the future is not bleak as the masses, workers, farmers, women, youth, students, and all other sections of the working people are in no mood to take the anti-people divisive moves lying low. They are out on the streets to safeguard their hard-earned rights. After the financial meltdown of 2008-9, the rise of right-wing authoritarianism became a global phenomenon as neoliberal, pro-corporate forces captured power in many parts of the world. Those forces are bent upon destroying the progressive, inclusive, and scientific achievements of the humanity. The fascist forces have already expanded their bases alarmingly in Germany and other European countries, taking advantage of the unrest due to falling living standards, growing unemployment, inflation, etc. We see a strong and a steep arms race once again, fueled largely by the United States military-industrial complex. The latest in the series of imperialist advances is the attempt by imperialist forces led by the US and the NATO to destabilize peace and security at the cost of lives of both Russians and Ukrainians. In our neighborhood too, there is massive unrest and instability in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Myanmar. It appears that each country is in turmoil for different reasons, but the nefarious designs of international finance capital can be traced everywhere. This, of course, is being resisted in many countries, particularly in Latin America. Dear comrades, more than 7 decades after independence, poverty and extreme inequality continue to plague our country. The situation has worsened in the last few years. Our country has seen a sharp decline on almost every development indicator, including the fundamentals like the hunger index. The concentration of wealth at the top of the society is taking alarming proportions, while millions suffer in penury and deprivation. The COVID-19 crisis has exposed the unequal nature of the much trumpeted growth. The BJP government under Narendra Modi is engaged in subverting the basic values that define our nation: secularism, democracy, federalism, welfare state, and independent character of our foreign policy are all being subverted. All institutions like judiciary, election commission, and the parliament are being undermined. Watchdogs of our polity like CBI and Enforcement Directorate are being used to intimidate the political opponents contrary to their mandate. They have a mandate, but they are not allowed to function under their mandate. The BJP, RSS never subscribed to our representative democracy, and now they are subverting the constitutional bedrock of our republic. Comrades, the unilateral abrogation of Article 370, bringing the discriminatory CAA, the pro-corporate farm laws, labor codes are examples of the high-handed authoritarian Modi government. The BJP is using their parliamentary majority to undermine the parliament itself and making it subservient to the whims of the ruling party, snatching its role as the supreme deliberative institution of the nation, which is expected to represent the sovereign will of the people. Parliament is being made redundant. Whoever questions the government and policies is being slapped with sedition and the draconian UAPA. Those who look at the functioning of the government critically are dubbed as anti-nationals and terrorists with the help of a compliant media. Activists working in the activists and intellectuals working for the marginalized disastrous impacts of demonetization and GST continue to hurdle any prospect of economic recovery. The public sector, which mitigated the economic disaster in 2008 and made the country self-reliant, is being privatized. Latest are the plans to sell away railways, LIC, and public sector banks. Public sector banks are being looted and cheated with the blessings of the ruling party to the tune of tens of thousands of crores of rupees by select group of cronies. Economic offenders are being allowed to run away from the country to foreign countries. Unemployment is on the 5-decade high and masses are reeling under inflation. Modi government's pro-corporate policies have benefited a few corporate houses with alarming concentration of the wealth and creating unprecedented inequality. The very names of Adani and Ambani have become synonymous with the cronies. Comrades, the religious and caste-based distinctions have flourished under the BJP RSS regime. The RSS and its affiliates continue to polarize the society on communal lines and create an atmosphere of fear, hatred, and divide. In their aggressive move, the RSS BJP combine is not only taking steps to rewrite history, but also to redefine the Indian nation. They claim they are in the process of building Hindu Rashtra, which was emphatically rejected by Dr. Ambedkar at the time of making the constitution. The Manuvadi RSS is full of contempt for the idea of annihilation of caste as propounded by Dr. Ambedkar and continues to represent and perpetuate the ideology of caste hierarchy and discrimination. Comrades, under the leadership and mindset of the RSS, attacks on Dalits and tribals have increased manifold. Caste atrocities are on increase with impunity. The left should intensify the struggles, mobilizing the anti-caste forces. Comrades, similarly, the institution of patriarchy is getting strengthened under the same Manuvadi agenda, which looks at women, our women, as inferior beings and belittle their effort to achieve equality and justice. While fighting against the BJP RSS combine uncompromisingly, our struggle should include gender issues. Comrades like Geeta Mukherjee and others struggled for women's reservation and representation and gender equality. It is on us now, today, it is on us now to carry forward the baton forward. Comrades, we should be aware of the communist movement in India is almost a century old now. Almost century old. And now it remains an important contributor, conscious keeper in shaping and changing the political course in our country. We should remain conscious of our historical role in shaping the agenda for the country. From fighting the British imperialists to the inequalities of Indian society. Today, the communists who have been and remain at the forefront gave every popular movement a progressive ideological agenda. During these 100 years or so, Indian society has undergone major churnings, and our future programs should be based on the constantly evolving political situation around us. Comrades, while applying Marxism to Indian conditions, communists have to intensify the struggle on the issues of caste, class, and patriarchy. Revolution in India is to intensify the class struggle against all forms of exploitations and enslavements for social justice, equality, and socialism. Comrades, we the communists should build popular movements on the issues such as education, healthcare, employment, and housing to the people, particularly for the toiling people. Recently, in an interview to media agency, the Prime Minister called communism is a dangerous ideology. He made that comment, communism is a dangerous ideology. To which I replied, yes, Mr. Modi, we are dangerous to the communal ideology of RSS. Yes, we are dangerous to the communal ideology of RSS. We are dangerous to your divisive agenda. We are dangerous since we are relentless and uncompromising in resisting your crony capitalism and loot of national assets. We are dangerous for we offer ideological resistance to the RSS. Yes, I accept we are dangerous to the RSS because the RSS is dangerous to the